All right. So, anyways, I was I was running around on the internet. I was on the Image Comics forums, and I noticed that I was just digging through this. I don't know why I went to this, but I noticed that Image does this, and I don't know when they started doing this, but Image does digital comics now. Like their own digital comics on their actual website. They're selling them directly to the readers through their website, and I thought that was kind of cool. And they're doing it, and they have it in these different formats. Like they have them in PDFs and EPUB and CBR and CBZ, which I think is really really progressive. It's really cool. I think, and this is only speculation, but I'm thinking that maybe that has something to do with Brian K. Vaughan and his contribution to Image Comics, and the progression of the medium of comics. And I say that because I've bought and read his book, The Private Eye, and it's selling really really well. And he also does books for Image, and I feel like maybe he's been talking to some of them, because I mean, you can get this in a couple of different formats, and I've never seen people offer these other formats, not mainstream companies, private independent artists, yes, but never like a mainstream company. Usually you get it in PDF or some DRM formatted story, but these guys is completely DRM free, and I think that's really cool. You're actually owning the book now. It's not through Comixology anymore, where you're renting it and you're viewing it through a portal. You're actually owning the book, and that's cool. I mean, yes, you're owning a digital version of the book, but you still own it. Because I know a lot of people were concerned with what happens if Comixology goes down. What if they go out of business? What if just tomorrow they just make a just random decision to just shut down? What happens to all the stuff that I've ever bought? And yeah, you'd lose it all. You would. But I mean, technically, you'd lose all your comics, your physical comics, if you had a fire or a flood or a tornado, some freak of nature happened, or if someone broke into your house and for some odd reason stole all of your comics. I don't know what world that is, but I guess that could happen. But I think it's really cool that they're doing this, because I always had, I was a little weirded out by the fact that, all these companies were jumping on the Comixology bandwagon, and they were all submitting their stuff to Comixology and letting Comixology be their distributor in this digital realm when they could have just done it themselves. Because what it did was it mirrored the Diamond distribution model in a digital way, and it just didn't make any sense. And so now they've stepped out of that, and they're doing it on their own, which is good, because it's Image Comics, and it's very much about independent comics and forward thinking, and and not having to really rely on anyone else for support. And I like that, that they've made this decision. I noticed that Darkhorse also is doing their digital comics thing now outside of Comixology, and that's pretty cool. And at least they, I'll be honest, they're a little bit better about their price point. I think this is a good price point for a digital comic, 99 cents. That's good. That's good. I mean, and the thing about this whole thing is it's a direct relationship between the creators and the readers. There's no middleman in this at all. There's absolutely nobody in between the two of these. I mean, yeah, you have the company, but they're the representative. They're the one that gets the word out for on behalf of the creator. But mostly you just have the company and the readers. You have the creator, and so the money is going back to these people directly. There's no portions of it being cut off, being taken away and given out to other people at a different company, like Comixology. And I think that's really cool. 26 pages for just 99 cents. That's a really good deal. Oh, but Image, they're still asking for a lot for their digital comics, and that's just, I think that a lot of that has to do with not wanting to destroy the relationship they have with comic book stores who sell their physical books, and because I think the fear is for a lot of these guys is that if they start undercutting the stores essentially by pricing the digital comics cheaper, then, well, one, people will start buying more digital comics than they will print comics, forcing a lot of the stores to go out of business, and then the stores will stop selling their comics. They'll boycott them or something. And I don't think that's the case. I think both will exist in the same world. I think digital and print will always exist side by side to some degree. Um, I mean, but I think this is kind of cool. You can see Brian K. Vaughan and Marcos Martin and their book The Private Eye, and you can get it in all these different formats and stuff. And when you buy it, it takes you to a link where you can just download all of them, all the different types and the different languages and stuff, and it's really cool. But they're also doing it. I love that. It's very progressive. It's a very good thing for digital creators, for the entire medium of comics. Um, yeah, that's cool.